If you're looking to sell your home this year or just want to create a cleaner, more functional space, I've got some hard truths about decluttering that no one else is talking about, but every homeowner needs to know. You don't have to learn it the hard way like I did. I've learned the hard way decluttering my own house, and I've worked with countless homeowners and home sellers decluttering and downsizing. And believe me, you want to know these hard facts. It'll save you time, energy, and maybe even your sanity. Hi friends, I'm Mike Patel and welcome to my channel. This topic is so passionate to me because it took me a while to declutter my house when we did it 5 years ago. But more than that, I talked to so many homeowners or home sellers who want to downsize or move or relocate. And one of the biggest obstacles they have to even put the house on the market or think about moving is decluttering or downsizing and deciding what to do with all the stuff that they have. And believe me, all our homes have a lot of stuff. Decluttering can be very simple if you have a system for it. So let's get right into it. Harsh truth or harsh fact about decluttering is that decluttering alone will not solve the problem. Decluttering is only 25% of the problem. Decluttering is 25% of the solution. A lot of people think if I get rid of all this stuff, my home will stay perfect forever. But unless you address the root causes, things like overspending, poor organization, or lack of system, the clutter comes back. Believe me, it comes back really fast. I have gotten rid of stuff, and guess what? Things come back in my house. Don't know where it comes from, in my garage, in my home, in the rooms. They just come out of nowhere. Does this box look familiar? Yep. Things come in your house just like that. I've seen and helped many homeowners declutter and get rid of stuff and make the house organized. But next time I see them after 3, 4, 5 years or 4 or 5 months, the house is full. In fact, one homeowner whom I was in touch with all the time read me or told me this quote, and I think it's really funny. Every time I declutter, I reward myself with a shopping spree. So one thing is for sure, if you want to declutter and keep your house decluttered and organized, you must have a system, or what I call there are 4 steps or 4 things you want to keep in mind. Number 1 is your inflow. How many things are coming in your house that you may need or you may not need? The second thing is outflow. As things come in and as things you don't want or don't use, are you getting rid of it? Are you selling it? Are you donating it? Etc. The third thing is you must have a system. How often do you clean? How often do you declutter? Once a quarter, once a month, once a year. So you must have a system to keep your house decluttered and organized. And the fourth thing, which is the most difficult thing, is the commitment and your mindset to keep your house organized and clutter free and stuff free. So if you follow these 4 things, or if you keep these 4 things in mind, decluttering or downsizing or relocating or moving will make it so easy for you. The second truth about decluttering is everything is hard. Choose your hard wisely. Decluttering is hard work. I won't sugarcoat that. But so is living in a cluttered home. Studies show that clutter can put your body into a constant state of stress, which no one needs on top of everything in our lives that throws at us. I once worked with a couple. They had their house full, garage full, closets full, and I hired some people to help them declutter, which they did. But after 3 or 4 or 5 months, their house was full. Not only did this cause their house to be full again, but it put them in financial trouble because they kept on buying things. The gentleman always went out walking, and when there was garage sales, he picked up stuff. Old vacuum cleaners, old chairs, aquariums, things he did not need. He had a habit of picking up things. In fact, because he was elderly, he even told the homeowner who was having the garage sale to drop it off at their house, which they did because these people wanted to get rid of stuff like a big aquarium. It is hard, but it needs to be done. Decluttering can be a habit. It's a tough decision to make, but once you make that decision or the commitment, it can be very easy. Here's a quote about decluttering and its impact on our lives. The constant need to keep up with these decluttering and organizational trends is causing genuine mental and physical stress, says Sian Kaleshi, the APDO president. People are losing the ability, in some cases, to distinguish between a fad and a method that can benefit their life. They're experiencing overwhelm and feelings of hopelessness thanks to all these different organizational trends and methods. Have you done any decluttering or have you had any challenges with decluttering? Please share with us any easy tips or what you went through. We would like to know. So please make some comments or even ask questions. I'll be glad to answer them. Let's move on to harsh truth number 3. Sentimentality can be your biggest obstacle. This one's a biggie. Sentimental items can be the hardest to part with, especially when they remind us of loved ones or special times in our lives. We all have items that have been given to us from our parents or grandparents or loved ones, and we hang on to them for years and years to come. And this can become challenging because little things add up to a lot of things, and a lot of things means there's a lot of declutter, a lot of disorganization in the house. I had another couple that I met with a few years back. They wanted to sell their home and they warned me, Mike, when you come into our house, you will get shocked. So yes, I was shocked when I went into the garage because they wanted to show me. They had a sofa which their parents gave to them. It was a custom-made sofa made in Italy. And they had a matching dining set with 8 chairs on there. And this whole thing, the sofa and the dining table, was using up the whole garage. They had never used this piece of sofa or the dining table, but they were keeping it for years and years and years, never keeping it. At the same time, they were parking the garage outside all these years. Finally, after a few months that we had chatted and they had to sell their home because their kids were forcing them to sell to move to a smaller home near where they were, they finally parted it. They sold it via estate sales because there are a lot of other things in the house. So doing an estate sale, they got rid of a lot of stuff. Finally, their house got decluttered. We organized it, we prepped it for sale. Finally, it sold and they happily moved to Florida and they are happily there with their kids. Here's another quote that I came across. It's hard to let go, but holding on isn't making me happier either. The 4th harsh truth is that nobody wants your stuff. Things may be valuable to us and we may want to give it to our nieces, our kids, our siblings, but maybe they don't want it because they don't have any value to it. I remember I had bought a camera when I was young. I had bought a Nikon camera with the motor, with all kinds of lenses and filters. I had a whole pack in a silver bag. Cost me a lot of money at that time. This was 20, 25, 30 years ago. When I gave that to my son when he moved out, he said, Dad, I don't want this camera. It's old and it's useless. That's exactly what he told me, because today's the cameras are electronic. The iPhone, in fact, I'm recording this on my iPhone and it does a lot of things that my Nikon camera did not do. So the things we feel are important or keep worthy may not be so with our kids or our siblings or whoever we give this item to, or for whomever we are saving these items for. Generations are changing and your kids or grandkids may not want that vintage lamp collection or those heirlooms or the stamp collection or the coin collections that you've been holding on to for years and years. If you do have such items and collections and things that your parents or your loved one gave them to you, you may have hung on to it. This may be the time you may want to let it go. You want to try to donate or sell or give away some of the items you will never use. If you can't sell or donate something, don't hesitate to let it go. Your peace of mind is more important than keeping things out of guilt. Studies on hoarding has found these shocking truths. Hoarding often stems from emotional attachment to possessions, mental health conditions like anxiety or hoarding disorder, and cognitive challenges such as difficulty making decisions. Factors like fear of scarcity, trauma, loneliness, and cultural influences can also play a role. It may run in families or arise from environmental stressors and learned behaviors. Hoarding can lead to physical hazards, emotional strain, and strained relationships, often requiring therapy and support to address. As you can see, collecting things, keeping things, getting attached to those things is not a simple thing. It could be something very serious. Hopefully you're not in that situation, but a lot of people these days are, and there's more and more people hoarding more than before. Who knew that? Harsh truth number 5. There is no secret to decluttering. Here's the final truth. There is no magical method that makes decluttering easy. Whether you use the 4-box method, which is When you are moving or when you are selling, you can use this 4-box method. The first one is keep a box or a whole bunch of boxes. Let's say you start in a room and put all the items in there that you are going to keep. The second box is the one we call the donate box. These are things you really like, you really love, but you cannot keep it or have no room for it, but you can donate it away. You don't want to throw it away. You don't want to trash it. Donate it to a church or a non-profit organization or any other organization so somebody can use it. And the third box is the trash box. So anything you don't want that is damaged or you think nobody wants, or you've tried to sell it on eBay or Craigslist or those apps and nobody wants it, you cannot sell it, your neighbors or friends don't want it, then put it in the trash bin and let it go. And the fourth thing is, in case you are thinking of moving or you are decluttering to downsize and you are moving, make that box and put that in that relocation box. If you are preparing your home for sale, for example, and if you are going to be painting your house as an example, you might have some pictures and decorations, other items that you're going to have to take down the wall anyways. So while you're doing that, and if you think you're going to be needing it, pack that in the box for relocation so that when you do move, that is already ready. And when you put your house back on the market, you don't have to put those items, especially if they are personal items. So by following this system, you can make decluttering very easy and stressful. There's another method you can use called the KonMari method, created by the Japanese organizing consultant Marie Kondo. The KonMari method simplifies decluttering by keeping only items that spark joy and organizing by category like clothes and books with mindfulness and gratitude. The bottom line is, if you want to declutter, make space, you have to do one thing, and that is execution. And all these things that I've talked about can help you declutter, but you have to get started. You have to make a commitment, have a timeline. Do you have 2 months, 3 months, a whole year? Start by taking a room at a time. Maybe start with the kitchen, then go to your bedroom 1, bedroom 2, living room, and use that 4-box method or the KonMari method and do it slowly, chip away slowly, and you will get there. Yes, decluttering is stressful, but if something needs to be done, it has to be done. I came across this quote by Brian Moran from his book, The 12-Week Year. It says, "The barrier standing between you and what you are truly capable of is not a lack of information, ideas, or techniques. The secret sauce is execution." So as you can see, decluttering isn't just about making your home look good for buyers or freeing up space. It's about creating a home that feels right for you. If you're planning to sell your home or simply want to reclaim your space, take these truths to heart. If you're ready to take action, subscribe to my channel for more tips on home selling, organizing, and maximizing your property's value. Let's tackle this journey together. See you next time, and please watch this video. YouTube is recommending it specially to you.